Hello folks, how are we all? This is where we're parked up, right on Hove seafront. I'll tell you a bit more about that in a minute. But first of all, I'm walking down a very busy pavement, so I've got to just ignore the people. It's very difficult when you're filming and talking to a camera, but I'll do my very, very best. So, a little bit of a different one for you this week. If I'm honest, I actually wasn't going to record a video this week. For those of you who watched last week, will understand I'm just sort of going through a bit of a thing right now where I just need a little bit of space from YouTube, but not so much from YouTube entirely. It's more just a bit of space from the usual routine vlog. And as I said last week, things are going to change a little bit as time moves on. Not immediately, but as time moves on. I should actually just point out right now, for anyone who's new here and just found the way to this video, stick around by all means. You might get something from it. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. But this is mostly for those who've been around a while and just like to know what we're up to, you know, because they follow our story. So yeah, basically, I've been at it for over 2 years now, YouTube, and it's growing. It grows slowly. It makes very, very small amount of money, as I was mentioning last week for those who saw it, and it's very disheartening and it's an awful lot of work. And of course, this is our life now, and as I've always done in my life, I do work that I enjoy until I don't enjoy it anymore. I enjoy the learning process, I enjoy building business, and I enjoy everything about it really, whatever it might be. I did it in Thailand with underwater camera work. I did it back in the UK building the kitchen fitting business up to a property full renovation business. And I enjoyed the learning process and building a business. And then it got to the point where it became a daily chore and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. So that's when you make a big change. I'm on the cusp of one of those changes. So what it comes down to really is I'm just tired of, I think performing is the wrong word, but performing to the camera like a dancing monkey. I feel like it sometimes. I sometimes get out of bed and I think I need to film today. I've got to get something ready for the weekend. I'll put the camera on a tripod and I just flick a switch and turn on, as someone in the comments once said, I'm like a Blue Peter presenter. I'll take it as a compliment, thank you, whoever that was. Do comment below if it was you. I do take it as a compliment because I try to have that professional edge, and here we go, we're making the video now, and you just switch something on, and a lot of YouTubers do it. Some of them are much more natural with camera and just be themselves, like they're talking to a friend, a little bit like I'm trying to do now. And it's something that I don't tend to do, and it's something I don't have a huge amount of experience with, but I feel like it's something I want to bring to the channel more. So I'm not quitting the channel, I'm not quitting YouTube, I just want to change things. As I said, it's not going to change immediately. It is something that I just need to implement over time. I just want to bring more realism and more me. And the kids, yeah, we'll get some more Ella Cam, don't worry. I'm even thinking about John needs to show you some of his cooking because he's blooming good these days. So yeah, I just want to make it a little bit more personal and a little bit more talking about the journey I'm on. This sort of spiritually awakening journey is actually what it is. And it stems back many, many years, back to when I first started waking up to the world around me and what's going on. Now, some people would call me a conspiracy theorist. I prefer to think I just pay attention and research and look at things and get a better understanding of what's going on in the world around me. I was never happy to just go, I wonder why that doesn't work like that, or why they do that, or why they implement that law. Oh well, carry on with my day and keep working, which most people do. I question everything, and I always have done. And it led me down many, many, many rabbit holes, as it would, looking at all sorts of different things. And most of it happened, as you would imagine, as it happened to a lot of people, around the time of a certain medical intervention and a certain global illness that they claimed was happening. And within a month of that, I just sniffed a rat and I thought something is really not right here. And so I start researching. Turn off the TV, turn off the news and start researching. And very quickly you realise that once you learn about that, you start looking at other things, and you look deeper and deeper and deeper, and you realise that it's all a big scam. Not just that, one thing I was talking about, of course, YouTube algorithm and stuff, I've got to be very careful what I say because I don't want to get demonetised. This is a family-friendly channel and it's what it's always going to remain to be, but you should know where I'm coming from. So yeah, once you learn what's going on and that in fact, the whole thing's a scam, everything, all about it, your life right now is a scam. You get up and do something every day that you've been trained to do. Yeah? You were born onto this earth to be something unique, something amazing, and to have an experience that is just out of this world, literally. And instead, the powers that be have created a society, a world where they have total control, and you are so dumbed down that you have no idea what's going on. And 80 to 90% of the population don't see this and will never see this and are not able to see this. They will just happily send their kids to school, as an example, and be indoctrinated for years and years and years by a power that the parents maybe don't even believe in. I'm going to be careful here, I can lose my train of thought and go off on tangents. I was always dead set against society, government, blah, 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 blah. And after a while you think, why are my kids in the school? These people are my enemy. They are evil, they're criminals, they're corrupt. And they're teaching my children their way of thinking. Well, not their way of thinking, because their way of thinking is to control. They're teaching my children what they want them to believe so they can be controlled. One of the many reasons I pulled my kids out of school. And the further you go with all this, the deeper you go down the rabbit holes, the more you learn, the more you just want to get away. Again, another reason why we live in a van and we're trying to get as far away from Western society as we possibly can. Now, so many people in the networks of truth seekers and people who can see what's going on, everyone's at different levels and different degrees of understanding, and so many people want to fight it. They're out in the streets trying to protest things, and we must fight this and we must bring the government down and whatever. That's not me. That's not me, and I don't think it does any good, because these powers, it goes way beyond government, which people don't seem to understand. So many people are so easily sucked into this left and right bullcrap, if I may, and they just can't see past it. If you're not left, then you must be right. If you're not right, you must be left. And they can't see that that is created to divide you. And the people above the government, they're just mini figureheads put in power by the people above. You don't vote. It's got nothing to do with it. There's no such thing as democracy, I'm sorry, but there isn't. And they're put in power by those above just to manage their little branch, their little country for a short time, and they will implement the rules that those in power want them to implement, whether you like it or not. I don't know if you've noticed, especially here in the UK, it doesn't matter how many petitions you sign, how many millions of people protest in the streets, the government just go, don't care what you say, we're going to do what we've been told to do by our overlords. The way to look at it, quite simply, is the world is a big business, yes? You've got the governments who are voted in, they're selected, they're trained from childhood to be that person one day in charge and under control of the banks above them and the big families above that. And then you've got BlackRock, State Street and big investment firms like this who own the planet. They own you. I don't know if you know that, but they do. And they treat the globe as their own big business. I mean, it's not just a couple of people. You're talking thousands and thousands of different people, investment companies, bankers, the rich families that have been around the bloodlines for hundreds and hundreds of years, since Roman times, some of them. And it just never ended. They just kept going in the background. Right, don't go on a tangent. I've got to be careful here. I might have to do some cutting here if it ends up being too long. And I can't believe I'm saying this on my channel to you all, to be honest, but I feel like I need to explain why I am where I am and where I'm going to get to. Anyway, that being the point, the way to look at it, you imagine like a massive supermarket chain, say Tesco, for those of us here in the UK, the owners of Tesco, the actual people at the very top, the shareholders who own the company, are they going to let the people who work in a shop, in a Tesco store, vote for who's going to be in charge of that store? Of course they're freaking not. They're going to have their people who do as they say, controlling it and managing it. And then the regional managers above that. Then the nation manager above that for the bigger firms. It's so obvious when you think about it. Even look into it. Governments are businesses. They're listed as companies. They are companies that are there to make money. But you know, a lot of you won't look into it. You just won't look. You'll just go, yeah, whatever. Crazy man talking crap down a camera on YouTube. Anyway, I'm not going to go too far into all that because it's not what this channel's about, and it's something that I have now moved past. And this is what I mean. A lot of people get into this sort of thing and learn the truth and pursue it and get angry about it and want to chant it down cameras onto YouTube at people. And the longer you're in it, the more you can start to move and flip to the other side, where you just start to realize it just doesn't matter. It's been going on since the dawn of man, you know, and it's fine. Well, not fine. It's not important to your life and your existence. You need to up your vibration, basically. This is where it comes next, you see. If you keep doing the research and keep going deeper, then you start to realize that everything's more spiritual. And that those in power, they've got all the money. They're not chasing money anymore. They just want power and control. And in order to have that control and that power, they need to bash your vibration down. So you are operating in low vibration, working so many hours a week that you cannot afford to have a decent life. You're always oppressed. You're always under their thumb. You're stressed about money. You're borderline. You're always borderline. You've never got spare money. It's always allocated. If you do make an extra couple of £1,000s, they'll find a way to take it out of your bank account. You're usually operating in debt, stressed. Turn to alcohol, which is so surprisingly the legal drug of choice everywhere, because why? It dumbs people down. It makes you lethargic. It makes your brain not operate as well. Hence, I stopped drinking over 5 years ago, not had a drop since. Trust me, your brain clears up so much. What am I at? 13 minutes. I better be careful here. You're not going to listen for too much of this, are you? Where was I? Give me a second. I might have to cut it while I get my train of thought back. That was it. I was talking about spiritual things. So yeah, it leads you on past the protests and trying to fight it to go into a spiritual place and realizing that none of it really matters, because none of this is real. The society that they've created, it's not real. It's someone else's idea of what life should be and how we should live it. I guarantee you, you were not born onto this planet to go to a school that they created, follow the rules, listen to the history that they made up. It's all made up, and then go and have a job where you've already been well trained to listen to bells and be there on time, or there's punishment, toe the line, do exactly as you're told, and there'll be little rewards, employee of the month and all that, which is the same as at school when you get your little gold star for listening and being quiet in class and doing as you're told. It's like training a dog. These people in power, sorry, I've tangented again. The way you've got to think about it is, you imagine early settlers going to the Americas or any other country around the world where the British Empire settled or whatever, and how did they look at the natives? They looked at them like animals, yeah? Other human beings, they looked at them and treated them like animals, a lower life form. Guess what? The people who run the world, that's how they think of you. You're cattle. They don't care if you live or die. In fact, a lot of the time, they prefer if you died. And they just don't care. You are cattle, you really are. There's no compassion there. They couldn't care less, they really could not. Anyway, what I was saying was spiritual. Get back on that. Raise your vibration. Live the life you want to live. It is possible, okay? This is where I'm going with this. This is where my YouTube's going to go to, I believe, in time. First of all, for now, we'll carry on regular vlogs. I might dabble a little bit in some of this sort of stuff, but it's going to go in a direction of me on my journey of spirituality and just getting deeper into there and figuring out a lot more about why we're here and what's going on. And I'll be honest with you, people who don't ask this question, it boggles my mind that they just plod through life without even questioning what they're doing and why they're doing it. And I do think that these days a lot more people are waking up to it and are starting to question, which again is why I feel like going that direction with my channel a little bit, not all totally. We'll still vlog our travels and the kids' lives and the fun that it is to live in a van, because that's all part of raising our vibration and living the best life we can live, because that's something that they can't control. They can't take that away from us. They can try. Especially here in the UK, they make it very difficult to live in a van, which is why we prefer to be elsewhere. But raise your vibration. And that's what everyone around the world needs to do, is raise their vibration and live their best life. And you'll find that they start to have no power over you. So yeah, I feel that I'm going to talk about this sort of thing a little bit more in my videos. It's going to be later when we get down to Spain, and I've got time to think about it and plan the videos a bit more and what it is I want to say to you, so it's not a garbled mess like this video. This one, I'm totally winging it, okay? In future, I'll think about things, maybe even script a bit and voice it over or something, I don't know. But I also, in the future, want to talk about helping other people to do the same thing, okay? About opening their minds to the possibilities of what you can do. Life is not what they tell you it is. It is not about going to work every day, 5, sometimes 6 days a week, both partners in a relationship, just to keep the kids in school where you never ever see them apart from on an evening, but you're too tired to do anything. Then go for a beer with your mates at the weekend and just be dumbed down till Monday morning, which everyone hates. I don't hate Monday mornings. I don't even know what day it is today. Actually, I do. That's a lie, because I know I've got a video coming out tomorrow. So if I get this done now, nice easy video, no editing, I'll just bang it online. Then there you go, you've got a weekend video. That's the only reason I know what day of the week it is. But yeah, I feel like I want to help people. I feel there's a lot of people out there who drop in the comments that they see the way we're living and what we're doing, and they're like, oh, I could never do that. And it's like, well, there's your first hurdle. Saying that sentence makes that your reality. It should be more, how are we going to do that? Or as I had it, nothing's going to stop me doing this. When I first started this idea of living the way we're living, it was nothing's going to stop it. I'm doing this. I'm going to do this. It will happen. And here we are, it's happening. All right, we're in Brighton, the UK, winter time. That wasn't exactly part of the plan, but it's for the greater purpose. It means in a couple of weeks, as you know, we'll have the kids' French passports. Then we're free to travel in Europe. Oh, by the way, I did find out more about that, and it does look, and some very helpful people in the comments did say, yes, they travel with their, say, Irish partner or Spanish partner on a UK passport, and they're able to reap the rewards of Schengen just as they would. So they're not even questioned at borders. So it is a go. I can just rock on with my UK passport till the kids are 18. So if anyone was wondering about that, it is only 90 days in Spain, then 90 days in France, then 90 days in Italy or whatever, but it's not like a Schengen wide, it's country by country, so that's more than enough. That's absolutely fine. Again, if you know any more about that, do drop it below. And if you've got anything to say about what I'm talking about now, drop it below, because I know there's a handful, if not quite a lot of people who watch the videos who do think like me, because I get the odd comment here and there, and people have recognised certain things I've said or people I've talked about. But I know a lot of people just happily watch on their sofa, watching us on the TV, and sort of enjoying watching our experience and just coming on the journey with us. It helps them feel a bit free, and that's what I used to do. I used to watch people living the life we're living on YouTube from my sofa back home. And now I'm living the life and you're watching me, so it's possible, you see. I just looked at other people doing it and thought, well, if they can do it, why can't I? Right, I've just hit 21 minutes. I better wrap this up, because it's going to get a bit silly. So, what I'm trying to say to you is, the YouTube channel will change slightly. It will still be vlogging, just not as performing monkey vlogging. I really hate all the YouTube. I'll have to do the thumbnails. I'll have to do dramatic thumbnails, or we get no views, which means we get no money. But my videos are not going to look like other van life videos, I don't think, because it's just so routine and it feels like a chore. It feels like a job. Oh, we went and parked up here. Look, this is where we get the water. This is the local town. Here's a bit of history. Here's me and the kids at sunset enjoying the beach. Bye, see you next week. It's just lacking some depth for me, and I feel like it's time to start bringing that in. So if you're still with me here, do give us a thumbs up down below. Do drop a comment and tell me your thoughts on what I'm saying. I know I've said that already, but I'm saying it again because comments help, you know. Oh, and what's that new hype button? Tell me what it's about. I still haven't researched it, but something about hype. Hit the hype button. I don't even know where it is. I think it's only on phones. I'm not sure. I will look into it at some point. Anyway, I hope you'll stick with me as I go through this metamorphosis. Metamorphosis? Correct me. I do hope you'll stick with me, because so many of you have been here since the beginning, and you've watched the trials and tribulations of not only making the decision to do what we're doing, figuring out a way to get the van, building the van, setting off on adventures. I'm going to turn around now and walk back towards the van. Oh, then you get me in the silhouette. I'll go like that. How's that? Yeah, you've been with us since the beginning, and I thank you so much. You have no idea. And I've said to people recently, even if suddenly I came into a huge chunk of money and didn't need to try and build this business on YouTube, I'd still do it anyway. Maybe once a fortnight or once a month. But there's just such a great community out there, you lot, and I just can't imagine life without you now. You're my friends, you're my gang, and I see you all, the regular commenters, the people who are always there, and you just mean so much to me now. And I would hate to go and do something in an adventure and not bring you with us and show you what we're up to. So I'll always do it. It just might change a little bit. Okay? Anyway, I said I was going to tell you a bit more about where we are. We're on Brighton Beach, by the way. Well, Brighton's down there. There's that massive 360 thing that you can go up, a big restaurant that goes up on there. We're actually down towards Hove, this way, where we've got friends. A lot of my old friends from my Thailand days seem to have congregated around Brighton, the ones who came back to the UK. And I've been hanging out with those the past few days. So again, I didn't want to shove a camera in their face. I didn't have time to film because I'm hanging out with my friends, walking up and down here, talking. Most of them, by the way, get what I'm talking about. And it just took priority. And one of my friends, very kindly, as a resident here, you can buy parking permits quite cheaply compared to the parking cost. And she gave me a book full of these things, and we've been able to stay camped up where we are down here on Hove for about a week now, bless her. So that was very sweet. She gifted us a bunch of those, and I've asked her to order some more, and I'll pay for them when we're passing back through next time, because it's so much cheaper than the regular parking. So massive help. It means we've just been able to camp up. But we are making a move in the coming days because we've run out of parking tickets, and we're going to go visit some other friends, the guys, the Mitchells, if you remember them from Morocco. We're going to go visit them. They're down in Chichester, just doing some stuff, doing some work, saving some pennies for their next escape. But yeah, I think that's about it, guys, really. I'm going to stop waffling on to you. I just wanted you to understand. I just wanted to give you something to watch this weekend, and I just wanted to talk more about where I'm at in here and where we're going. That's 25 minutes. I think I should leave it there. I might get a couple of nice shots of scenery to put overlay, but we'll see. Do drop a comment, tell me what you're thinking. Like, subscribe if you're interested. If you're new here and you've stumbled on this video and you're still here now, well, wow, you've got some stopping power, haven't you? See you next week, guys, for what should be a normal vlog, I think. Take it easy. Bye-bye.